Today I'm talking with Pastor Scott Griswold. Scott is the director of the Global Mission Study Center for Buddhism and located in Thailand. And Scott, it's good to talk to you again. Scott, what led you, a pastor in North America with a church that had many needs, I'm sure, to decide, yeah, I'm going to go overseas as a missionary?
The fact that there was nobody over there to do it.
Because that's a fairly good reason, isn't it? But surely you are seeing needs here in the home field as well.
They're huge here. There are many people that need it. But when you know that there's nowhere to turn for a radio program, a church, a Bible, nothing available, somebody's got to go. You need to go.
Now, what made you interested in ministering particularly to people who come from a Buddhist culture?
I had no real interest or knowledge of it, but started praying that God would put a people on our heart, and He did. He put the Cambodian people first very strongly in our hearts, and then suddenly there was a chance to go, and we went. And then years later, the same thing happened, no plans to go, and suddenly the call came that there was a need to work among all Buddhist people and live in Thailand.
Now, when you were a pastor here in North America, you would have various programs that you would run in the local church, different outreach methods. Do they work in places such as Thailand?
In a sense, Jesus' method works anywhere with anybody because it's a method of love and care for people. But you just have to go that step of really listening to where people are at. Otherwise, you're starting in places they have no clue.
Can you give our viewers some sort of an idea about the difference in the worldview? How are the assumptions so different?
Buddhists basically don't believe in a supreme eternal God. They are quite confident in karma or reincarnation, rebirth. And so they're working on a system of they've got to do enough good to escape suffering. It's all based on what they can do rather than what a God could do for them. So that's a huge, huge difference.
And so how do they view, say, Jesus Christ?
As a good teacher, somebody that's got good message for them, but they wouldn't maybe don't understand or wouldn't know about the fact that He has power to change them or to forgive them. That's totally new.
Now, Scott, one of the things I appreciate about your ministry is that you're not just looking at things at an academic level. I've been to your home. You have a small group in your own home. Tell us a little bit about that. How did it start? What are you doing?
We've just taken time as a whole family to get to know our neighbors, to meet people in the markets, to do English class every once in a while to help them out. And then as we find people who are interested, offer them to study or do English camps and then invite them to church. And so they're coming bit by bit, little by little, and a lot of prayer.
Now, the worship service that was in your home, it didn't sound like a normal worship service, say, in the United States. What different elements do you have?
The main difference is that we're a small group meeting on a porch and fellowshipping in a very close little way compared to a large church somewhere. But you have some elements that are different, like Thai music, sometimes Thai instruments, and just it's informal, relaxed, but deeply respectful of God as well.
And stories are very important.
It is. We always have a time for testimonies, what's been happening in people's lives, and that's usually the favorite time for people. And we try to make our sermons or Sabbath school time more story-based as well, Bible stories that people can remember easily.
I see statistics of people groups here in North America, Buddhists, Hindus, the full range of different religions, and time again they show that they virtually know no Christians. It seems like the Christians keep totally separate from these other groups. What can we as Seventh-day Adventists, as Christian believers do to build better bridges with our neighbors who come from a different faith?
I think you have to pray and say, God, give me a confidence, give me a willingness to be embarrassed or whatever, and just to go. Because really you don't have to know all about their religion, you don't have to know a bunch, you just need to love God with all your heart and go and be a friend, listen, learn about them, and care in whatever way you can. So I think it's asking God for enough love to get out of your comfort zone or what you're busy with and just go and try and learn as you're going. God will help you.
So if you're not an expert in Buddhism, you can be an expert in God, and that's all you need.
Seeking Him is what really matters. It'll happen.
Yeah. Scott, thank you so much for sharing with us today, and blessings upon your ministry.
Great to be with you.
And to the viewers back at home, may you keep ministries such as the Buddhist Study Center in your prayers, missionaries all around the world, and thank you for your continuing support.